In this tutorial, we're going to review the Items Not Selling in My Store report. This report is located under Advanced, then Items, then from here you will select Items Not Selling in My Store. This is a potential void report that allows you to explore missed sales opportunities for items selling in other stores, emerging trends by seeing top selling items sold in other stores, and also explore comparisons against other stores supplied out of your same DC or within your own organization if you are a multi-store retailer. The Items Not Selling in My Store report allows you to see items being sold in other stores that are not selling in the selected store during the selected time frame. You'll first want to begin by selecting a store number. For this training, we are using a live stores data, so we will block the actual store number we are using. Last, we will want to select a department. You do have an option to select all. However, to get a more narrow view of the information, we will select an actual department for this training. Once the information loads, the data is interactive in that you can sort and filter any column you like from greatest to least. Simply hover over any of the headers and you will see some bars with an arrow. When you make selections on any of the columns, you will see the data change accordingly. The default date range for this report is set to the previous week. To get a better idea of what is trending in other stores supplied out of a DC, you may want to expand to a broader time frame. Simply use the date range filter to select the date ranges you want to gather information for. Before you select your dates, you may want to pause the report. If you don't pause the report, the system will go retrieve the information upon the date selection, and it could take more time to get the data you are looking for. For this report, we will go back 6 weeks to better understand the top selling items that are trending in other stores supplied out of this store's same DC. Here we can see in frozen foods, there are several Red Baron pizzas that are selling really well in the last 6 weeks that have not sold at all in this selected store. This may be a simple issue where a supplier does not support this area, or it could be something that identifies a greater opportunity to carry a group of top selling items that are doing well in other stores. Here we can see a single item like these Club Pack White Castle hamburgers is selling really well in other stores, but is not selling in this store. This might be an item that this store may want to consider adding to its set. One additional feature on this report is the ability to see what sales might be on this item based on the sales within the peer group. This is calculated by taking the total movement in the peer group and breaking it down to a unit movement per 1,000 in sales. Then, based on the total sales volume of the selected store during the same time frame, the same per 1,000 unit in sales movement is applied. Here we can see, based on the per 1,000 in sales movement in other stores, this store may have sold 8 of these White Castle items over the last 6 weeks. Additionally, based on the average per unit sales in the other stores, this store possibly could have picked up an extra $75 in sales on this one item. This may not seem like a lot, but this is just one item in one department. Over time, you could discover several items that could be potential sales opportunities. In a year's time frame, a small handful of items could add up to thousands of dollars in sales. It's all about finding items that are making a connection with customers and having the opportunity to see if those items are right for your store locations. If you are a multi-store retailer, you also have an option to see what items your other stores are selling but are not being sold in the selected store. To do this, you simply go to the tab at the top and select My Store Group, Items Not Selling in My Store. When you land on this report, your store selections and date ranges from the DC report will remain the same. The default view for this report is all, but you can also refine this down to the department level. Here we will select the frozen foods department again. Now we have a list of items being sold in this retailer's other stores, but are not being sold in this selected store. This can be especially useful if a store recently deployed an initiative and expected that all stores were having sales on a certain item or group of items. In this example, the retailer might expect that all stores are carrying this Stouffer's 5-cheese lasagna. Now we have enough information that allows us to go ask questions and discover why this item does not have any sales in this store. At any time, you can export this list to Excel for printing by selecting in the data area, then going to download, and then selecting crosstab. Depending on the computer you are using, the downloaded file might appear as a selectable option in your browser, or it may be pushed into the Downloads folder on your computer. Once you locate the file, select it, and if you have Microsoft Excel installed in your computer, it should open. Now we can see an Excel version of the items being sold in this retailer's other stores, but are not seeing sales in this selected store. This full list can now be printed and given to a department manager as an aid for them to explore where tags might be missing or figure out why something is not getting ordered. And just to review, a couple primary uses for this report. Again, this is a potential void report that allows you to explore missed sales opportunities for items selling in other stores. You can also identify emerging trends by seeing top-selling items sold in other locations. You can also perform comparisons against other stores supplied out of your same DC or within your own organization if you are a multi-store retailer. At any time, if you have any questions about this report or any other report, send an email to svinsights@supervalu.com.